Well, go Bills. How about that, Mr. Sullivan?
Yeah.
What do you think, Vin? Now let's get right into it. What
Again,
happened?
well,
How'd
let's
you like?
start with the Bills scored more points than their opponent, which means I'm wearing a Bills shirt and the Bills won. That's the bottom line. They won. And they won in overtime. They went into a hostile environment on opening day. And as Yogi Berra used to say, opening day is always nice, especially when it's in front of your home fans.
That's true.
But we went on the road and shut those Chicago Bears fans up.
Place we've never won since the merger. So since 1970, we've never won.
You know, an 0-5. When they put that stat up there, I said, beautiful. We're due to win one. I mean, it's not like the Bears have been some sort of dominant team.
Mm-hmm.
They've won one Super Bowl in 1986.
Yeah, and they did, and they were good. They were, the receivers were big. Gilmore was out with the groin. I don't know what happened there. I guess he practiced all week, so he just must have been not ready to go. And, as much as we've gotten raked over the coals for playing Watkins with the ribs, we let this guy sit. He should be good next week, hopefully.
Well, let's hope. Those groin injuries are always a problem. But let's not talk about who didn't play. Let's talk about who did play. First number one, 50-yard field goal from the kicker, and then the winning kick in overtime. I think you could have probably kicked the 28-yarder. What's the strategy there? Do you run it in, or do you take 98 out of 99 times you're going to make that field goal? I mean, if you look at the extra points, he just don't miss.
Well, you saw he just wanted to get Manuel, put him in the center just to make sure, and
so I guess that makes the most sense.
If they would have ran it, that would have kind of been
dumb. They run
dumb.
it 4 times into the line and give him the ball at the 1 yard line.
That would be the preseason. That'd be the preseason game. So everyone, how did Manuel do? He looked good to me. Efficient, high percentage, 1 dumb interception, but everyone throws interceptions. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen.
Peyton
Manning, sure. You throw them, it happens.
It.
It's how you respond, how you come back. He came back, he let us down at the end, and it all worked out. How about some of the other players? What did they look like? What did you see?
Well, and on the ground, I like C.J. Spiller. He did a pretty good job. I think the key play, another big key play, there's a lot of them. First we'll start with Jackson. He makes that beautiful screen pass, or
at the end there,
all the way down to the goal line. I mean, it was all over. I was saying, let's just get a first down, and then he's like an inch away from the goal line. So Jackson had a big game. The new kid Dixon, he ran like a 58-yard run through a hole. But I was saying if Spiller was in there and had that hole, there's no way anybody would have caught him.
And he might have got dinged up later. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a great run. So we still I didn't see Brown. I'm not sure if he played or not. I didn't see him run the ball at all. So it's just the other three. Yeah. The other 3 running backs all had at least one big run.
I love having the big fullback in there blocking for these guys. Let them block. The offensive line has to come around and get to play with each other. But we had a rookie in there with Chantrell Henderson.
One holding call that took a good play back. But
and that was a nice completion too. So it just shows you though that Manuel's making the plays, and he's able to make the plays. He made couple nice plays to Williams with the beard, the Buffalo guy.
Sure. The naysayers might say that he threw it too high or it wasn't this or that.
He caught the ball.
Put it in the right spot. Just be quiet. Be happy. I mean, we stink for so long.
Robert Woods made some beautiful catches, four catches for 78 yards.
And he takes off. He's good after the catch, too. He's not just a possession
And what they were saying on the film was they're getting a trust between them. They're 2 young kids. They're both in their second year. They're both learning together. They're gonna be playing together a long time. So I don't want to get too carried away. I'm not going to put him in the Hall of Fame, but a win is a win, and we're heading in that direction.
Yeah, away game. It's a game that if anyone, even if you were trying to put a positive spin on the year, probably would have said, "Oh, we're going to lose this one." Like if you're going through the schedule, you'd say, "Oh, it's away. The Bears are good. We'll probably lose that one."
It's understandable. And even I think that Shope was saying on the radio, he's going, "I just want to see him do something. I don't even want him to win. Let's just show him that we can be competitive and we can go down there and be competitive." Well, we were more than competitive. We won the game. On defense, Leotis McKelvin, 14 tackles he had.
Right.
He's playing against these big monsters, and they're zipping the ball out there. He makes a big play with knocking that ball out for the fumble. It was a big.
Oh, it was huge. And I mean, I mentioned it earlier. He did get he got burned early.
Well, cornerbacks are going to get burned. They got to just stay in there and keep playing tough. He's he's all over it, and they're calling everything so friggin' close. It's unbelievable. They're putting the handcuffs on these. A lot of ticky-tack calls. I didn't like them. I didn't like any of them. I never do. I'm a homer for the Bills, but I never like any of them. Corey Graham, another Buffalo native, big interception. The kid looks like a ball hawk.
Yeah, and when Gilmore does come back, now we've got a few guys. Finally we have a little depth at cornerback we can play around. Roby even, hey, he's going against guys who are like 6'5" and 230 pounds, and he's as tall as me. He's 5'7". And if a guy says he's 5'7", he's 5'6.5".
I like the kid. He makes big plays. He's always around the ball. Sure. He's a good kid. They said they said his name is Nickel. Roby comes in for the Nickel package.
Right. And he threw Cutler down the one play, even though Cutler did dish it out and whatever.
Oh yeah.
And Williams had a big
Chandler
sack.
did that.
No,
wasn't Chandler the one that threw the guy down? Not Cutler. He pushed the wide receiver or somebody.
Oh
down.
Yeah, that was something else. Yeah.
It seems like the refs. It's all because Don Shula is on the competition committee that we never get any of these calls. Let me tell you right now.
We'll have to think about that one for a little while. So we'll be remiss if we didn't mention 95's big catch.
Oh yeah, his first interception for his career.
He looked like, can you imagine him on a rugby team? If we didn't have American football, he'd just have the big striped shirt on and get that ball and just running down the. He's an athlete. They're all athletes out there.
And he made some nice plays. I think early in the game, him and Williams kind of met at the quarterback, and they took him out. The other Williams, Mario and Williams.
Yeah, they did. I think Mario probably got the whole sack. He got there a little early.
Oh, yeah,
But you know who else impressed me?
But they both fell on him.
That's true, and that's all that counts. Who impressed me and makes me feel pretty good is that Preston Brown played a pretty good game. Now, he was, he didn't look too slow. He got burned a couple of times. But it wasn't terrible. Remember, away... Yeah. First game ever, a rookie.
As a rookie, yeah.
He played pretty good. It was better than I thought. We could have gotten killed, and it's funny. We always get talked. If you think, if you would have read the Sullivan article, you'd think that the Bears coach was, Vince Lombardi, reincarnated. But here he is. They were just trying to dump it off to the running back and the tight end. They were just taking what we gave them.
Well, and that's pretty much the Chicago's. MO. They just want the ball out quick. And they said that on the radio. Kelso was talking about it. And the guy's got a strong arm. He can throw it 50 yards on flat feet. And so it was going to be a hard thing to tackle him. So the whole thing is everyone's got to pull their positions and not give up too many big plays. They gave up a big play early in the game, pretty much.
They did they did get. I thought it wasn't look good. We had a 3-and-out. They had the big play, and I kind of that's why I don't play quarterback. And because if someone was talking trash about me for 6 months and then they came out and we laid an egg and then they went and got a touchdown, I don't know if I'd be able to walk out there and forget it and just be fine.
Yeah, they just have to keep playing.
And he's good. I mean, he threw the ball away when he had to. He ran when he had to. He got out of bounds. He didn't. Even the one time.
Oh, he did. He seems like in control.
Remember, he took that sack. He took that. He just got down.
He actually slid and took it on purpose. They didn't hit him first. Yeah.
What happens if you don't do that is they knock the ball out.
Yeah.
And then you're screwed. And then I think it was smart plays all around. He took what they got. He took only that one deep ball that was overthrown, but what are you going to do? It's got to be overthrown.
Well, next week we play the Dolphins.
Yeah, for the lead in the AFC East since the Patriots are last.
Who's in last place again? Could you say that? I didn't hear you. Who's in last place after the first week?
Probably a coach that's looking like this right now.
But I just got to enjoy it while we can. I mean, we're in first place. We're tied with the Dolphins and the Jets.
The Jets, right.
And the last place team is the, what's their name again? The Boston Patriots.
Boston Patriots, that's their name.
So they're in last place. So, they're going to win a lot of games this year. So
good to get them behind.
It's nice to see them lose. I hate to see the Dolphins win, but when the Dolphins play the Patriots, I can't root for either team.
Right.
Usually my favorite team in football is the Bills, and my second favorite team is whoever's playing the Dolphins. But it couldn't even be that this week because they're playing New England. So what are you going to do?
So for all you guys who are going to go into the stadium next week, it's not going to be me, unfortunately, but put away all your misgivings about the team now, and let's show them what the home fans have got.
Just real quick, 30 seconds. Everyone's crying about E.J. Manuel not scoring against a first-team offense. Nobody gives him credit for, they kept him in the game after the first half. He's against the second half, but he went 10 for 10. And you look at what that offensive line did against those first-team defense with the vanilla. They were putting him on his back, and he didn't have any time to throw the ball. In C.J. Spiller and Jackson, I think they ran the ball 7 times in that whole first half.
Preseason, he's talking about.
I'm talking about the preseason game, yeah. So everyone's like, oh, he stinks. We don't know what he's going to do. He couldn't score against a first-team defense. Well, we scored against a first-team defense today, and he's moving the ball. So let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. I'm hoping Marrone gets these guys with that winning attitude. We go on and we beat the Dolphins next week, and we keep just turning this thing around. And I remember last year, everyone's saying he's only got 10 games. We weren't sure if he was that good. But I remember in the Cleveland game, everybody was saying, if Manuel doesn't get hurt, we win that game. Manuel was starting to get on a roll, and we were starting to feel good about him. And then he gets injured. He played the whole season injured, and he's in and out of the game, so he never really got that role. Let's hope he stays healthy, and we go on a little bit of a roll. And that's what I'm hoping for.
All right. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
And we'll see you next week.